she basically started off basically talking about how the Labour government has been the government that has done great things for this nation and done responsible things for this nation. So we are seeing economic credibility. That is what we're seeing. We're seeing stability. And she's also mentioned that the days of, criminal acts and criminal gangs in official circles are over. The non-dom scheme, I call it a scheme, that is also over. But when we look in detail, some of the key issues that really helps normal families, she talks about basically invest. So, the ordinary people, this is not like a borrow to just spend, but it's an investment, which she claims that Britain has lacked compared to all the G7 countries. And so we talk about the minimum living wage, or the minimum national minimum wage, which she has put up by 6.7% to £12.21. Obviously, this does not mostly make corporates or employers happy, but I suppose they've had their run under the Tory government, so there's that time for change. Then she's also raising £40 billion in taxes to basically fix the broken finance that she thinks she inherited from the Tory government, i.e. Jeremy Hunt. She also talks about, obviously, how much monies are being taken from people on low income, i.e. universal credit, people that are falling into debt, low or poor families. They were having about 25% taken off their money per month. That she's reduced to 15%. So that helps low income families. Protection for working people, unfair dismissal. And I'm sure that last time they talked about 0-hour contracts, which once again they're working on. But obviously there is that protection for unfair dismissal, which is a very good thing. She talks about, no more higher taxes for the petrol pumps. And so that is also good for the ordinary guy. No increment in NI, income tax and VAT payments. So that is also good for normal working people and self-employed people. But some of the, and obviously inheritance tax threshold is now up to £325,000, and there was also a provision for 500,000 and 1 million. That is people leaving access to their families. These will sort of attract zero rates, and, anything in excess of that. But obviously people can look into that in detail. Another significant issue is the funding that she's made available for the infected blood scandal, which is 11.8 billion. She's making that available to the public, anyone that has suffered from this infected blood scandal, which is pretty good. Then you have Mr. Bates in the post office. There she's put £1.8 billion. So this is generous, it's responsible, and basically making up for the losses that normal people have faced in this country. And literally it puts Jeremy Hunt to shame in a way when you look at the boldness of this budget. And literally it goes on. We see restricting NHS, Health Secretary, who is doing a great job with NHS. And so, the leadership is strong, it's responsible under Keir Starmer. You see a lot of, responsible governance. because the reality is that, they put your mind at rest because they give you that impression that you are Jeremy Hunt. As you can see, he's not happy there. I don't know what they are talking about, but he doesn't seem happy because Rachel Reeves literally puts him to shame. And so it's a very responsible government. They're putting in so much for education, so much investment for education, investment in electric car manufacturers, new homes, talking about new homes, but then there are taxes levied for oil and gas industries that goes up to 38%. She talks about the fact that 94% of British school kids go to public schools, and so there is that there is going to be some sort of a VAT on private school education, which she thinks will raise about 8.5 billion pounds. What we see here, special education needs are also getting some money. I think £1 billion, which she claims is a rise of 6% in real terms. Rachel Reeves also talks about capital spending within public services, doing away with austerity and just being responsible. But there's also military budget expenditure increase to support the war in Ukraine. And yeah, then it goes on. What we have here, there is also the pledge to increase funding for local government to help with social care, and obviously people that are also in care or caring for other people. There is also a provision for additional expenditure to support them. Money is also being made available for Scotland, Wales, and Ireland projects over there to support. And she talks about investment in business in the UK, which is relatively low. So once again, they're talking about investing in the hospitals, being the NHS, investing in schools, investing in housing. She does make mention of the Grenfell Tower issue and those crazy cladding to all be removed and replaced. And also she talks about the investment in transport in the UK and all the rail lines connecting the north, Manchester and all these other different places. Then probably something up for smokers. So smokers are paying 2% above RPI, obviously to encourage them to stop smoking. And also expenditure on electric vehicles. Then air passenger duty she talks about, which she puts up £2 on economy, but on private jets to pay 50% more, putting a single flight to about £4.50. And she did actually look at Rishi Sunak when she said that, because they have to pay for it. But in a nutshell, if criminals think that they can basically operate in the UK, then they should be thinking twice, because there is a whole lot of investment in clamping down on illegal activity in official places and to really bring in that responsibility and accountability. But personally, I only have admiration for Rachel Reeves for this wonderful work that she has done, delivering this amazing budget. I think she really tops it all for me for, as a UK Chancellor. I must admit that in the past, I have been a Tory voter for one reason or the other. But we know that things have not been that great in this past, 15 years. And so Rachel Reeves is definitely outstanding. But do leave your comments if her budget has made you unhappy. There was also the talk about, obviously, small businesses. She has made provisions so that small businesses at least could employ 4 people under national minimum wage without really paying any national insurance. So all these things are great. And I mean, you can see how eager people are watching this amazing lady. She's definitely a prime minister material. So this is it. This is the end, and you can see the applause there.